cruise across the valley from our city's football ground.
Bradford are in the Premier League. Bradford are in the Premier League.
City till I die.
Right, let's get this show on the road, shall we? Wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and welcome to Chickens on the Loose podcast. And we are live on all social sites. Today's podcast will be talking about the post-match Accrington Stanley game, the pre-match Port Vale, the latest weather forecast for the Port Vale game, latest Bradford City news, what's on your plate, if you want to chat about, vent about anything. But also, if you want to come and have a chat about your team, feel free to come and join us on Chickens on the Loose podcast on X and come and talk about your team. We are the warm-up act for the City event who are doing a space at 7. So let's get this show on the road. So I should be joined by Jack and Lee. Hopefully you both can hear me.
Yep, loud and clear.
Hello.
Hello, you sound as bad as me.
So start off with Jack. What was your thoughts on the Accrington Stanley game?
Disappointment, to be fair. We should have had the 3 points, but we didn't turn up, so it was very disappointing.
Anything else, Jack?
No, that's it.
Lee, yourself? Any thoughts on the Accrington Stanley game?
Gotta say, more than disappointed. We just, for some reason, when we play teams that we're supposed to beat 10-0, we seem to forget how to pull trigger, and we did same again. We just couldn't pull the trigger. But when you look at the game, and I've watched it back, it's difficult to play against a 10-man defence. It's just there was just nothing in the game for us at all. We didn't look tired. We just looked like we didn't have enough ideas to find a space. We got a little bit in second half, but first half stats were no shots on target, not one. So it was just a poor game. Bad day at office. Put it behind us. It was a hard-earned point. We didn't lose 2 points. We had to work really, really hard because they looked capable of nicking a goal. All they wanted to do was hit us on counter-attack. They weren't interested in playing football and opening up and coming out. We tried, but we just couldn't get past 10-man defence. Simple as. They parked the bus and they left it there.
Miss Kelly, have you got any thoughts on the Accrington Stanley game?
Everything that Lee just said, basically. They set out to stop us right from the whistle went, didn't they?
Yeah.
Highlight for me were Pateau jumping on their player on but yeah. I mean, we've got to take a point away from home, I guess, because his away form has been rubbish, hasn't it, this season?
It's his new middle name, is that, Kelly?
Yeah.
What in Pato?
But yeah, we did. Let's just hope we improve tomorrow night.
I think we will. It's a better side we're playing, but we'll come to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my thoughts on the game, we were very poor. Obviously, the first half, the wind was playing against us, and the wind would just, it was horrible. We just kept hoofing the ball up, and then second half, when the wind was on our side, was not taking advantage of this. And that's it, really. So, I'm currently having difficulties.
Referee, by the way.
Oh, referee, we're a pain in the ass. So I'm currently having difficulties reading YouTube at the minute, because it's not actually showing up on my screen.
Oh.
It's like the smallest writing in the world. So if you are writing on YouTube, I do apologise. I cannot see it. Right. So moving over now to the Port Vale game. And it is live on Sky Sports Plus at 7:45 kickoff at Vale Park. And the referee is Ben Toner. And Mr. Toner in the Championship has had 12 appearances, dished out 60 yellow cards, no second yellows, 1 red, 4 penalties. In League One, he's had 12 appearances, 58 yellow cards, 2 second yellows, 1 red, 0 penalties. League Two, he's had 4 appearances, 25 yellow cards, no second yellows, 1 red, 1 penalty. FA Cup, he's had 2 appearances, no second yellows, no yellows, no reds, 1 penalty. EFL Cup, he's had 2 appearances, 3 yellow cards, no second yellows, no reds, no penalties. In the EFL Trophy, he's had 1 appearance, 2 yellow cards, no second yellows, no reds, no penalties. Altogether, he's had 33 appearances. He's dished out 148 yellow cards, 2 second yellows, 3 reds, and 6 penalties. So then, moving over to the past results for Port Vale, where they've lost against Colchester 2-1. They've beaten MK Dons, aka the franchise, 3-0. Beaten Morecambe 1-0. Lost against Barrow and beaten Crewe 1. Bradford have won against Cheltenham 3-0. Lost against Gillingham 1-0. Lost against Tranmere. Beaten Colchester 4-1 and also 0-0 against Accrington Stanley. The top goal scorer currently for Bradford City is Andy Cook on 12, who's obviously out injured. He's had no assists and he's played 22 games. Stockley has 9 goals for them, 7 assists, and he's played 31 matches. Bit of an insight. Port Vale have scored 6 goals in their last 5 matches. Jordan Stockley has created the most big chances for Port Vale, 8. Jordan Stockley has the most shots on target per match for Port Vale, 1.1. Bradford have scored 7 goals in their last 5 matches. Andy Cook has the most shots on target per match for Bradford, 1.4. And Jamie Walker has created the most big chances for Bradford on 8. And surprise, surprise, there's no T and A Telegraph and Argos thing today. So, back to basics. So, Callie, what's your thoughts on the Port Vale game?
I think it's going to be end-to-end. Both teams have got absolutely everything to go for, and I hope we come out fighting for that top spot again for a little while, hopefully. But they're a good side. They've got good form at the moment, haven't they? So can't call it. I don't want to say. In fact, I'm not even going to say because I don't want to jinx it tonight.
Jack?
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a tough game. We need to win it. We can't afford a loss again. We just need to turn up. we honestly need to turn up and switch on and not switch off. We need to be energetic. That's all I can say, to be fair.
Lee?
Vale Park's always been a tough place to go. Traditionally, it's not a happy hunting ground. Yes, we've won there, but the games that we've won there have absolutely been notable, and I'm hoping for it to be notable tomorrow night. It's tomorrow night we're playing it.
Yep.
Callie threw me saying tonight.
Also, I know
Callie's
you
fault.
like your stats, Lee, but apparently in, I think, possibly 2 or 3 years playing on a Tuesday night, Port Vale have not won a game.
Well, yeah, that could have a bearing. The fact is, Port Vale, as Callie said, are a top side. They're up where they are because they're tough. They're hard to beat. And it will be an open game. It will be end to end. I've no doubt at all. The thing that might play into our hands, Bradford City, is that they will go for it. They will definitely go for it. And it'll leave space for us to, I don't know, operate our high press, get in behind, and maybe if Lapsy plays or if Pato plays, not really fussed which, because they've both got goals in them. I just hope he puts Mellon on from the start rather than. I think Kavanagh's looking a bit frustrated again, and I think he might need half a game on bench. I don't know. I like Kavanagh. I love him to bits, and he's going to be a top player. There's no doubt. But I think he's a player that is still young. He's still got things to learn. And I just think interchanging those two, Mellon and Pato, might just be a good thing. Because they're both very different players. I think Mellon's more physical than Cav is. He's just not big enough to be that physical, is he? He gets thrown out there. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll see what we're tomorrow. When it all gets revealed. Go on, Kelly.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't want to say tonight for tomorrow. Sorry, Lee, I confused.
No, it's all right. It threw me. I thought, tonight, have I missed something? I'm poorly. You're picking on me already.
Well, I've been thinking we're playing at home tomorrow night all week. I don't know why. My blonde head's on, I think.
I've got one of them.
I kind of hope that Pato and Poynton start as well tomorrow night.
I'd love to see Poynton start. Gives us that bit of energy in midfield, and I think we're going to need it.
And I think he's going to be raring to go as well. I think hopefully they all will tomorrow.
Pato and Poynton. Awesome. Sorry, Johnny. Go on.
So before we go to Haru, everyone to get your score predictions in, please, on TikTok, other social sites, score predictions in, questions for the panel, and also I'll be going through the games tomorrow as well individually. Haru, welcome back, if you can hear us.
Hey, guys.
You haven't fallen off a bus again, have you? No? Are you all right?
Hiya.
So, what was your thoughts on the Accrington Stanley game?
Oh, Accrington Stanley. To be honest, I'm happy with the draw that we had. I'd rather take a point than a loss in general. We all would, but I was really hoping for a win that on the Saturday. Played a different kind. Obviously, played poor. Obviously, I thought Pato's goal. Well, Pato should have scored that. When Jamie obviously crossed it towards Pato, that should have been a goal, but unfortunately it was just gone out, just right out by line of the post. But we played poor, but it is what it is. I can't say I'm disappointed. I can't say I'm happy. I can't say anything about it because end of the day we still have the point that we need. Obviously, we were hoping for the 3 points, but I'd rather take a point over a loss. So all I can say now is bring on Port Vale tomorrow.
And what's your thoughts on Port Vale, Haru?
It'll be a tough game, obviously, 100% it will be a tough game. It's a Tuesday night. I'm hoping for, I'm going to say 2-1 win to us. Hopefully bring the 3 points home. It will be a tough game. Obviously, I have seen Port Vale play. They have been playing really good. We have been playing really good. So fingers crossed we can break through their defence and bang some goals in and bring the 3 points home.
You got your hand up, Lee? Lee?
Yep, I have. I got my hand up. One point I would make. We mentioned Pato and he's, jokingly jumping on their player and stuff like that. The tactics employed by Accrington Stanley were absolutely appalling.
100%.
All they wanted to do was waste time, prat about. It were just, why aren't the referees, the beginning of the season, if everybody can remember in it, pulling them for that kind of thing, time wasting, because that's all it is. They're just being prats. And they stop your momentum. It wastes time. It stops any momentum you might be trying to build.
Exactly.
It's a professional foul. End of. So they're not doing anything about it. That's just one thing. I should have maybe waited for rants and stuff like that, but I just want to put it out there. Does anybody else thinking the same way?
Yeah, I can agree with you there, Lee.
So, Kelly, what's your score prediction for the Port Vale game tomorrow? Kelly?
I think she's lost connection.
Is she gone? Is she fallen asleep? Yeah, she's gone. Haru, so what's your score prediction for the game tomorrow?
2-1 to City.
Jack?
2-1 to City.
Lee?
I'm going to go with standby 2-0. I don't like giving teams goals. I like 2 goals for City every time, so I see no reason to change. And Callie's back.
I've invited her. I think it's that dial-up internet she's got at home. Still living in 1999, I can't.
Not good.
I'll send her an invite. So I think we're going to win. I'm going to go 1-0. We've had HP like the sauce. Things can be 2-1 City. We have, I've seen it. Where have I seen it? Hold on. I've seen loads up here. Isaac thinks it's going to be 2-1 Vale. Logan thinks it's going to be 3-1 City. And Cliff thinks it's going to be 1-0 City. Frankie thinks it's either going to be 1-1 or a 0-0. Robbie thinks it's going to be 1-0 Bradford. 2-0 Logan thinks it's going to be Bradford. Frankie 0-0. Noxie thinks it's 1-0 City. Noxie thinks 1-0 or 2-0 City. Hopefully Callie's now back after she's disconnected from her dial-up internet.
Sorry, I had to take a call.
So what's your score prediction for tomorrow, Callie?
I'm going 2-1 Bradford.
Okay. Right. Let's get the weather forecast over and done with, shall we? So the weather tomorrow is going to be a lovely 12 degrees when the game kicks off. It's going to be sunny from 12 o'clock tomorrow till 6 o'clock, and then typically when it comes to football it's going to be cloudy, so you need to take your coats with you. The sun rises at 6:40 in the morning and will set at 7:40 p.m. Right. Let's now, for killing a bit more time, everyone's favourite part. So, Accrington Stanley, Fleetwood. Callie, what's your score predictions for that game?
I think Accrington Stanley will beat them 1-0.
Haru?
1-0 to Fleetwood.
Jack?
2-1 to Accrington.
Lee?
1-1 draw. I'm giving it a draw.
So we've had HP like the sauce 0-0. Logan thinks it's going to be 1-0 Fleetwood. And Cliff thinks it's going to be 2-0 Fleetwood. Noxie thinks it's going to be 3-2 Fleetwood. Let's give it a couple of minutes for other people to put the score predictions in. Robbie thinks it's going to be a boring 0-0.
Yeah.
Right. Barrow Salford. I think that's going to be... I'm going to go 1-0 Barrow. I think they're going to sweaty it. Callie?
I'm going to go for a Salford 1-0 win.
Haru?
Barrow 2-1.
Jack?
It'll be a 1-1 draw.
Lee?
Salford 2-1.
We've had Robbie thinks it's going to be 2-1 Barrow. Isaac 1-0 Barrow. Noxie thinks it's going to be 2-0 Barrow. 0-0 Cliff thinks... Logan thinks it's going to be 1-0 Barrow. Noxie thinks 2-0 Barrow. And HP like the sauce thinks it's going to be 3-2 Salford. Chesterfield, Carlisle. I think Chesterfield are going to win 2-0 because Carlisle can't defend for Jack. Pardon the pun, Jack. Forgot you were there. Callie?
Yeah, I'm going to go 3-0 Chesterfield.
Haru?
Same with Callie on this one, 3-0 Chesterfield.
Just to let you know, I'm not making no notes of this whatsoever. Jack?
3-1 to Chesterfield.
Lee?
3-1 Chesterfield. I've got to give Carlisle a goal on that, so I don't have to, but, you know, I'm feeling generous because I'm ill.
So we've had Isaac 2-0 Chesterfield, Logan 2-0 Chesterfield, Cliff 3-0. Robbie thinks it's going to be 1-0 Cheesy. HP like the sauce thinks it's going to be 4-1 Chesterfield. Noxie thinks it's going to be 3-1 Chesterfield. Right, moving on to Crewe Grimsby. I think Grimsby are going to win 1-0. Callie?
2-0 to Crewe.
Haru?
2-1 to Crewe.
Jack?
Say that again, sorry, Johnny.
What do you think Crewe Grimsby score is going to be, bud?
2-1 Crewe.
Lee?
I'm going for a 2-2 draw.
So we've had Harry thinks it's going to be 2-1 Crewe. Robbie thinks it's going to be 2-0 Crewe. Isaac thinks it's going to be 1-1. Logan thinks it's going to be 2-1 Crewe. Cliff, every time I think on him, I think of Clifford the big red dog. Don't know why. Cliff thinks it's going to be 2-1.
Kind of a misspent youth.
Noxie thinks it's going to be 2-0. HP like the sauce thinks it's going to be 2-0 Crewe. Harris put, come on Crewe. Noxie Crewe 2-0. Liam thinks 1-0. And then we're going to go to the biggest game in the league. Doncaster, Walsall. I hope to God this finished 0-0. Callie?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, same. I want a draw, but I think Doncaster might just nick it, but I do want a draw.
Haru?
realistically, we all want the Walsall Donny game to be a draw. But I'm 100% thinking Donny will just smash it in with a 1-0 win. But I'm fingers crossed it's going to be a draw.
Jack?
1-0 Donny.
Lee?
I'm going to go against the grain. I'm going to go 1-0 Crew.
So we've had Logan 1-1 on TikTok, HP Like the Sauce 1-1, Robbie 1-1, Cliff
It'll be a tight
2-0
game, whatever happens.
2-0 Donny, sorry. Isaac thinks 1-0, and Noxie thinks it's going to be 1-1 Walsall. Right, Gillingham, Colchester. I think Gillingham are going to win it 1-0. Callie?
I'm going to 1-1 draw with that one.
Haru?
I want to go with a 2-0 win to Gillingham.
Jack?
2-0 Colchester.
Lee?
I'm going to go 0-0. I think they'll cancel each other out, and I think the way they're playing at the minute could easily fail to score.
So Robbie thinks it's going to be 2-1 Colchester. Noxie thinks 1-0 Colchester. Logan 2-1 Gills. Cliff 2-0 Gillingham. Wop from the guy who's on the Bradford City fans page, he thinks it's 2-1. Colchester, Noxie 2-1, and HP Like the Sauce 1-0 Gills, who've started another rot. So, Harrogate Town versus Tranmere. I think that's going to be... I'm going to go 1-0 Tranmere because I know they're doing alright at the minute. Callie?
I'm going 2-1 Harrogate.
Haru?
2-0 to Harrogate Town.
Jack?
2-1 Tranmere.
Stan, the man who's just joined and I'm throwing under the bus. Score predictions for Harrogate Tranmere.
I'm going to go 1-0 Harrogate.
Lee?
I'll go 1-0 Harrogate. It's at Harrogate, isn't it?
Yes, Harrogate at home.
Come on, Gate.
Yes. So we've got Logan on TikTok 1-1. Rovers, Tranmere 2-0, HP Like the Sauce. Cliff thinks it's 2-1 Harrogate. Liam 2-1 Tranmere. Logan 1-1. And Wops thinks it's going to be 1-1. Iceberg thinks it's going to be 3-2. I can just give it a couple of minutes for anyone else who wants to chirp up. For the Harrogate Tranmere game, give it a couple of minutes. Anyone else want to put any score predictions in before I move on? Right, I take that deaf-defying no texting. But Max thinks it's 2-1 Harrogate. And then Logan's put underneath it won't be a good game, probably a boring game. Noxie thinks it's going to be 1-0 Tranmere. Right, moving on to Morecambe, Cheltenham. I think Morecambe are doing well. Cheltenham are up there. I think Morecambe are going to win it 1-0 with a Liango goal, because I know he's been on form recently. Callie?
I'm going for a draw with that one.
Haru?
Can you just remember what the two teams are again?
Morecambe, Cheltenham.
I agree with that, Johnny. I think it's going to be a 2-0 win. Lee Angle to score both goals.
Jack?
1-0 Morecambe.
Stan the man?
I'm going to 2-0 Morecambe.
Lee?
I'm going to go 1-0 Morecambe. The Adams effect.
We've had Cliff thinks it's 3-0 Cheltenham. Max 1-0. Morecambe. 3-2 Morecambe from Robbie. Liam thinks it's 3-1 Cheltenham. Iceberg thinks it's going to be 1-0. HP Like the Sauce thinks it's going to be 1-0. And Noxie thinks it's going to be 2-0 Cheltenham. Moving on now to Newport Bromley. I think that's going to be 1-1. Callie?
Bromley winning 2-1.
Haru?
Oh, I'd say Bromley to win 3-2.
Falling off at bus again then.
Jack?
1-0 Bromley.
Stan the man?
I'm going to say 2-0 Bromley.
DJ Lee?
I say 2-0 Bromley. They're a good side. They've come up and they've surprised everyone. And, 2-0.
So we've had Knox thinks 1-0 Newport. HB Like the Sauce thinks it's going to be 2-2. Cliff's going to think it's 0-0. Liam's going to go for a boring 1-1. Logan thinks it's going to be 2-1. And Robbie thinks it's going to be 4-1. Right. Obviously, we've done the Port Vale game. Swindon, Wimbledon. And I'm hoping Swindon somehow, some miracle win this game 1-0. Callie?
Yeah, got to go for Swindon win. 2-0 Swindon.
Aru?
Swindon to win 2-1.
Jack?
2-1 Swindon.
Stan the man?
1-0 Swindon.
Lee?
2-1 Swindon.
Robbie, I'd love to know what you've been drinking. Robbie thinks it's going to be 6-0 Swindon.
A bit too strong for you, Johnny.
Yeah, Robbie, I want to know what you're drinking there.
Have you been on strong stuff there, Robbie? HP Like the Sauce thinks it's going to be 2-0 Swindon.
Just can't be the length kid lately.
Yeah, he's come down off his 2 sips of beer. So he's going to go, Robbie now saying 2-1 Swindon. Noxie thinks 2-0 Swindon. Wop thinks it's going to be 2-0. Cliff thinks it's going to be a hard game and 2-1 Wimbledon. Logan thinks it's going to be 1-0. Right, Stan, I know you've sneaked through the back door. You're not safe. So, what was your thoughts on the Accrington Stanley game?
It was just a part game, wasn't it? It was just, was it a case? I think, conditions weren't great. The pitch was great. It was fantastic pitch, innit? But, do you know what? It was a weird one because I thought, like, I thought us as away fans were just as lacklustre as a team. And, you know, he kept with the side, from the previous week, which, you know, rightly so, but, it just didn't work out in that particular game. Sometimes that happens, doesn't it? So in that respect, I would say, well, we don't know. I mean, I think it's still a point gain, but, he improved, didn't he, when he made the 4 changes, but, it was just, not to be. We didn't deserve anything more than a draw, really, did we?
And then moving on now to the Port Vale. What do you think Port Vale is going to happen in the Port Vale game?
It's a tough one to call. I'm going to go back to sitting on the fence on this one, I think. I think, this is a real tough one, I think. I can't call it. I know it sounds bad, but I think it's going to be a tough one. Definitely one of the toughest games of recent times.
Okay.
It's mega important in all this one. There's a lot riding on it.
So before we move on, is anyone else doing anything want to talk about the Port Vale game? Silence is golden. Okay. Right, so just to remind everybody of the league table and how close it is, we've got Walsall on the top, number 1, 71, Bradford second on 70, Port Vale third on 67, Doncaster fourth on 66, Wimbledon fifth in 65 points, Notts County sixth on 65, Grimsby seventh on 62 points, Colchester 58 in 8th, 9th is Crewe on 58, 10th is Salford on 56, Chesterfield 11th in 55, Fleetwood 12 on 53, Bromley 13th on 52 points, Cheltenham 14th with 50 points, Swindon Town on 15th on 48 points, Barrow 16th on 48, MK Don 17th on 46, Newport 18th on 46, Gillingham 19th on 44, Accrington Stanley with exactly 20th on 42, Harrogate Town on 21st on 42 points, Tranmere 22nd on 40 points, and at rock bottom, 23rd and 24th is Markham on 33 and Carlisle on 31. Right.
Every time you say Accrington Stanley would exactly, I always want to say, no, brilliant. Go on.
Yeah. Right. Does anyone want to chat about, shout about, vent about anything? Starting off with Kelly.
Can I just pinpoint a little bit about this, the Stanley pub where some of our fans wrecked it, basically. one fan took it upon himself to pour beer down all the pool table pockets and all over the pool table itself. Yeah, the landlord of the pub has obviously put pictures today from his CCTV of one of the offenders. I'm not going to mention any names, I don't want to get into trouble. But it's on the Up the Chickens group. And he's basically now, he took himself off the group when he was mentioned, and all his mates have now joined the group, but nobody's commented as yet. And also, he has messaged Danny, the landlord, and admitted to doing what he's done, which is a great thing to do. Well done to him. But he's also mentioned that he wasn't the only one, and he's willing to pay for damages if all the rest all chip in. So that's got to be as good, I think, as the landlord's going to get, and fair play to him for owning it, basically. So I just wanted to put that out there, that he has held his hands up and said yeah, but he's not willing to pay until the rest of them all cough up as well. So I'd take it how you want to take it, but I think he's done the right thing.
So before we move on to Haru, Robbie, I'm going to get to that point in a minute after we've done the chat about, vent about thing, so we'll get to that in a minute. Haru, do you want to chat about, vent about anything?
Yeah, I'm going to just pick up what Carly said about the Stanley pub. Obviously, it did get quite out of hand, obviously, with all the chanting and stuff like that, which is obviously like fair enough to the lad that said he will pay if everyone else chipped in, but obviously just beer flying everywhere, making a whole mess. Obviously, things did get damaged, obviously, like the pool table and stuff like that. Obviously, with people just throwing beers everywhere it's not on. Obviously, it is an away pub. We're supposed to have a good time, but you need to respect the landlord and that it's their pub. You're not in Bradford and stuff like that. You've got to respect the pub itself. And obviously, when I was there when I saw the whole. Obviously, at the time, it did look funny, but then when you later reflect on it, it was like, why on earth do we do that? Because it's just disrespectful in general, obviously. So I think that's all I've got to say. And also with the when people are walking towards the ground, obviously they were giving all the police officers quite a bit of bother. Obviously, the police, they've got a job to do. Yes, we may encounter them sometimes during away games, but they just want to do their jobs, make sure we get to the game safe, we leave the game safe, we all get home safe. People, because bear in mind, when people just go up to the police and challenge them, obviously the police will arrest you if you do challenge them or do something that's gonna make them think you're a danger to the public or anything like that. So it's just absolutely ridiculous when I see people trying to open the doors to the police van just to wind the officers up, because they've got a job to do to make sure that we're safe going to the game, leaving the game, because they're not there for themselves, they're there to make sure we're safe and the public is safe. That's all I've got to pick up on that.
Miss Kelly, got your hand up?
If Robbie's still listening on the TikTok, can you just tell him to make sure, well, he could probably hear me, make sure you wear your yellow jacket tomorrow, please.
He's already wearing his yellow jacket, aren't you, Robbie?
He's sleeping in it at the moment.
Good.
You have to sleep in it, Robbie, and everything tomorrow. You might need it, mate. He's a bit chilly with the forecast. But the weather forecast has lied to us in the past, so don't take my weather forecast for the truth. Right, Jack, do you want to chat about, vent about anything?
I'm the same with Callie and Haroon. That what happened at that away pub the other day was just unacceptable. It shouldn't have happened. Yeah, it's an away pub. Yeah, you should have a good time, but ruining it, it's just ruining it for everyone, innit? We're just gonna get
obviously Haroon was at the pub. Jack, was you at the pub as well?
No, I wasn't, but I've seen quite a few Snapchats and TikTok stories about it.
So my question for pair of you is, do you think the pub basically, I know they advertised it, and obviously, do you think they had too many people in the pub?
Well, yeah, it was overcrowded.
It was overcrowded.
Yeah, 100%.
Way overcrowded.
It was very overcrowded, 100%.
People standing on tables, jumping up on tables, standing on chairs. It shouldn't happen.
Did they have security on Haru?
There were no security when we were all there, but when after the game, when we all, because I know me and a lot of other people wanted to go back to the Stanley. When we got there, that's when they had the bouncers already there, and the bouncers just took over all the pubs after the game, but before the game, there was no security at all.
So there was no security at the pub at the beginning?
Yeah, there were none.
See,
But
that's
there was a lot of police there.
That's the pub's fault as well.
Yeah.
So that would be the pub's fault, and obviously damage is being happened, and I feel sorry for the pub, but surely if you knew shitloads of Bradford City fans were turning up, you would have security on the door to deal with stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I put it in check here. That's what I did check here. When we all came down from the train station towards the Stanley pub, there was police officers there, but obviously there was a fight outside the pub involving 2 Bradford fans. I don't know who they were, but it was when I was inside the pub, but obviously the police were there to de-escalate that, and then obviously once the landlord told us all to get out because we absolutely destroyed this pub, obviously all the police to make sure we all got out and started walking towards the game and things like that.
Yeah. Leading a chat about,
was this before the game?
Yeah, it was.
I don't understand why it should have even happened. It's just wrong. You don't need many more than half a brain cell to work that out. I just think that's just mindless. You know, fair enough to have had that owned up and one thing and another, but you do the crime, you pay the time, don't you?
Are you doing a chat about anything?
Just my usual. Just get behind the team. Save scrapping pubs and buildings and cars and vandalising crap. Leave that to away, people. You know, just Bradford, supposed to be city of culture, isn't it? Which culture are we putting forward? We're making us all look like animals, or do we want to make us look like decent fans that go, enjoy the day, enjoy your game, and go home without, causing havoc?
We do usually have a good...
I know we do, that's what I can't understand.
Yeah, it's not very often that happens.
It's upset me as that, because it's not a Bradford thing.
No, it's not.
I think it's I may be wrong, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but obviously youth are coming along and thinking it's big and hard. Obviously, I know the name of the person, but I'm not going to go into that. But
why is it big and hard?
If you've probably now wrecked it for Bradford City fans going forward, you've probably now say Bradford City might get less tickets going forward. The person who has done it, do the right thing, own up, obviously get it sorted and pay for the damages. Right. Lisa, do you chat about anything about Lee?
Just one thing. Recently, we were talking about people chucking pyros, and what happened? Some moron threw a pyro, didn't they, before game?
Yeah, they did.
That was Accrington Stanley end.
Yeah. Well, they said it were City fans that did it, so...
It wasn't City fans, because no City fans had pyros. It was over from Accrington.
I'm just saying what it said. I'm just saying what it said on thing. It was allegedly Bradford City fans. If it wasn't, great. I'm happy with that. But if it were Accrington stands, how are they getting these things in?
Smuggling, mate. I may be wrong.
Start searching them.
I may be wrong, Lee, but the only pyro I saw at the game was when Accrington Stanley were doing their little Tifo thing.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
That's what.
Yeah, there was just the one, but it were there. It were there. You could see that something had been thrown. Smoke don't just come out of grass on its own, does it? And you see, it's like, we're never going to fucking learn. Fucking assholes, a lot of them. I tell you, sorry for language, but that's just wrong.
Right. We're not PG anyway, Lee. It's all right.
That's all right. Then fuck them.
Right. So my little vent is to do with the Doncaster tickets. I know we've only got 1,000. I think 515 tickets. I think that's very, very poor. It's £20 a ticket, but obviously I think it's less because of I didn't go to the game last year. Because I'm a bit poorly, but by all accounts there were pyros being thrown on pitch and everything, so I'm not surprised that the allocation is now smaller than it is. And obviously it's going to be like a Willy Wonka chocolate factory style where people be begging for tickets. I know it was 3,200 or something for tickets. I know a few people have been short with them. And then I think it goes down to less and less. And then eventually I think Wednesday, if my memory serves me correctly, I think it's going to go to season ticket holders.
So yeah, Wednesday the 2nd.
Even goes to season ticket holders.
Yeah, 2nd of April gets released to ticket holders.
So before we move on to what's on your plate, the club have released their account review for 2023-2024 season, and the operation income is 7.7, transfer income is $1 million, total income is 8.6. First team players management and additional costs is 4.1, other wages is 2 million, operation cost 3.4, and I can't pronounce that word. AMORTISATION, and I don't have a clue what that says, is 0.1 million. Revenue is 8.6. Total transfer income is 984k. Profit/loss, and its loss is 997k. Net assessed is 2.5. And the average home league attendance has dropped to 17,547. So I just want to get everyone's quick thoughts on the accounts with the degree everybody's got in financial.
How has league attendance dropped when we're doing so well? I don't get that.
I was just about to say the same thing.
But if you remember the hashtag last season, everybody was like, I'm not buying a season ticket. I can't bother buying a season ticket under Roop and thing. So all them people who've not bought a ticket, that's probably why they've probably lost a bit.
It's just a numbers game. I won't worry too much. Isn't there somewhere in those accounts where I think Rupp put in £1 million of his own money to offset the loss?
Yeah, I've read that somewhere. Yeah,
I did. Which is fair play to him, isn't it? After everybody's been calling him, he's still putting his hand in his pocket. Allegedly put his hand in his pocket.
He's still supporting us, isn't he, no matter what, which is good.
No matter what people call him, he still support us.
Saw it earlier on Twitter. So someone put on Twitter, I don't know how, hold on, I need to quickly check this before I say this. So this is total loss around other teams. So Doncaster apparently lost 3 million. Scunthorpe have lost 0.5. Stockport have lost 7 million. Port Vale have lost 3.8. Oldham 3.2. Wickham is 3.8. Yeovil is 2.8. And Blackpool is 7.3 million. So looking at that, it looks like we're sound as a pound.
We're doing well. The numbers all equal out, don't they? And they won't be doing the final accounts until, well, we're going into April, aren't we? So I don't think we're doing bad. At all. And if we get promotion, I say if.
So I'm going to put you all on the spot.
Payments will be better off again, won't we?
So starting off with Callie, putting you on the spot. Are we finishing first, second, or third? Or playoffs?
It's Bradford City. We always do it the hard way, and I think we're going to get... I'm going for second, but I think it's going to go down to the very last game at season.
Cliff thinks that we're going to finish first. Haru?
Oh, Johnny, please don't put me on the spot like this. Do you know what? Fingers crossed, and do you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go with first place promotion.
So before we get to Jack, give him a couple of minutes to think about it. We've got Cliff thinks we're going to finish first. Robbie thinks we're going to finish first. HP, like the sauce, thinks we're going to finish first. And surprise, surprise, we've got a Notts County fan who says we're going to get to the playoffs. Keep them coming in. We're here for another 5 or 10 minutes. Jack the lad, where do you think we're finishing, lad?
Oh, God. I'd like to say first, but I'm not really optimistic. I'll go with second or third, to be fair. But like Andy said, it's going to go to the last. It's going to go to the last game of the season.
And before we get to the league,
it's going to get to the point where we're all sat there on our phones, hoping for other people to lose.
And before we get to Lee, Robbie, I've got to love you, mate. Not in that way, but I love you. He's just put, he means not in the playoffs. Keep these coming in. I love it. Yeah. Oh no, he's even tagged in Bradford playoffs. Lee, what about you, Sam, mate? First, second, third, or playoffs?
We are champions elect. And let's hope that's where we finish up. I think we're capable of finishing in first spot. I think Walsall, the current holders of that spot, are cracking badly. So there's 3 other teams below them, one of them not yet in the thing. You know, we're a point behind them. It's a shame we don't have to play them, isn't it?
Yeah.
We are number one. We are going to be number one, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Can I just say how Tim Pot Walsall are?
Yeah.
They're taking 600 fans tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're taking how many, sorry, Jack?
600.
To
Doncaster.
Doncaster.
Jesus.
They know they've lost it, don't they? They know the wheels have fell off the wagon.
Because you know, like putting you all on the spot. So, Callie, which 2 teams are going down this year?
Well, I've said all along that I think Carlisle might just get up there, but probably change my mind a bit now. I don't know. I think Carlisle's still going to scrape out of it. Tranmere, I definitely think are not going to. I think they're going to go down, but I couldn't tell you what other team.
So, before we get to Haru, we've had TikToks flying in. So we've had Matthew, Colchester fan here, came up last week. You smashed us. You should be in league automatics. You will. We've had HP like the Source thinks it's going to be Notts and Carlisle. Old school county fan thinks it's going to be 3-1 Port Vale. Bottom 2 will stay the same. So Robbie thinks it's going to be Carlisle and Morecambe. So TikTok, do your thing. People on other social sites, I can just barely read what you're writing. Don't worry, my eyesight's not gone at 35, but it's struggling to come through. So I want everybody to get your bottom 2 in, please, and I'll read them out. So, Haru, who's going down this year?
I'm going to stay adamant on this. And like I've said before, Carlisle and Morecambe are definitely getting relegated to National League.
Jack, the lad?
I'd like to say it's Tranmere and Morecambe going down. I think Carlisle will just scrape out of it.
Okay. Lee?
I'm sorry, but Carlisle, bye-bye. And probably Morecambe. Ta-ta.
So, 2 of our ex-managers going down. I absolutely, completely agree. I think Carlisle and Morecambe are going down where they belong, and good luck getting out of the National League. Cliff thinks it's Morecambe and Tranmere going down, so we're going to be here for the next couple more minutes. So TikTok, get your rest of your predictions in for who the top 3 are and who do you think are going down. Callie, time for, what's on your plate, Callie? What have you had for your tea or what's on your plate?
I haven't decided yet. Probably, I think I'm going to have egg and chips, like a proper council estate tea tonight. Egg and chips and fried bread.
Do you have any sauce of it, Kelly, or having it dry?
Yeah, it's got to be HP brown sauce. So HP.
My mouth's drooling. I'm eating for 4 days.
Oh, bless you, Lee. Are you feeling any better?
I've got my voice back.
Oh, well, that's a bonus.
That's a bonus.
Sort of.
So we've had TikToks coming in, so keep them coming. I'll read them out in a bit. Haru, what's on your plate, mate?
Honestly, God knows, because as it's Eid today, so I'm going to go down to the family's house and see what they made.
And also get your, what you're having for your tea. Cliff is having a nice salad for tea. Jack, what's on your plate, lad?
I have no clue.
Okay. Lee?
No plate, mate. I can't keep out down.
Yeah, get well soon, Lee.
Doing my best.
So we've had old school county fan who's having steak and chips. You having it dry, mate, or you having a bit of sauce on it?
I might try something with a lemsip on it. I don't know. It might work.
So Robbie thinks it's Bradford, Walsall, Wimbledon. Playoff winners is Donny. Old school Notts County thinks it's going to be Notts, Donny and Grimsby. Having a bit of mayo on it. Is that the playoffs? So right, just keep getting your top 3 in and bottom 2 in. Because we're going to start winding down in the next couple of minutes. Anyone else got anything we want to talk about in general?
No, just get behind the lads.
Exactly.
Let's be Bradford City and get it over that line.
We need
Let's
to
be
make
loud
noise
and proud for tomorrow night.
We do.
We need to be the 12th man.
We certainly do.
If we concede, still get behind them.
Just get behind him. We've been 1-0 down
Let's
before.
be loud and proud for tomorrow night.
We need to be loud from the first minute to the 90th.
Does anybody?
Well, no, Bradford's in town.
Does anybody know if the drum's going tomorrow night? Because that helps, doesn't it, with the atmosphere?
Still not sure about that yet, Callie. Still not
We're
sure
not
about it.
100% in.
All right.
So starting off with Callie, I'm going to put you all under the spot one more time, I promise, until Friday. Callie, you're in the dressing room. Don't worry, you're not perving over Pat or whoever. Team talks at team.
Should love that. Should love that.
Do you know what? I'd love that job. Can I just say?
I don't think there'll be much talk.
Oh.
Sorry.
Just tell them what's at stake. Look, lads, you've got top spot. You can go top. We need to get away from the rest of them. We need to put everything into it. Put that shirt on with a bit of pride and passion, and run your socks off all game, and give the fans what they need. That's my team talk.
Aru, same to you. Dressing room. What are you saying to lads?
Lads, what we need to do, we need to win this game. We want to be top first place as of tomorrow. So what we need to do is make sure we win, and then fingers crossed, Walsall either lose or draw. Hopefully we'll just keep that out of our heads for now, but what we need to do is make sure we get the ball, get through the defence, break the defence, and manage to get the ball into the back of the net, because we want to make the fans chant even louder and prouder because of all the support that they've given us. We need to show them that we care about the fans, that we put out a good show for them tonight. Let's do this. Come on.
And before we get to Jack, Robbie, I'm loving your banter here, mate. You see, let's wear the blue kit, cry and laughter face. Robbie, that is a lucky kit now with one game in it out of about, 20 games.
It should be banned. It's never going to win another. Ban the bloody
That kit should not be worn ever again.
No.
Jack, so dressing room, what are you saying to lads?
My team talk. Get out there. Keep your heads up. Give the fans what they need and what they want. Give the best game that you can possibly do. Concede a goal. Forget about it. Fight and win. That's all I can say.
And he needs to add on the end, up the fucking chickens.
Up the fucking chickens.
Lee, I'm looking forward to yours here, mate. I know you're a bit poorly, but...
I'm ready for this.
Come on, lad.
I've got one. Let me just think a second.
We've got...
Come on, lads. This game matters to all those fans that's come down to watch you today, paid their money, earned their wages, and have thought nothing more than coming to watch you go out there and take the prize. Get out there, pull the trigger, shoot on sight. 10-0 is the target. 1-0 will do. Let's get out and do them. Now up the fucking chickens! That's it.
And we've got, I think this is started a trend, so, right, what you wanna, if you're in the dressing room, guys, we've had Cliff, Cav, why are you playing like poo? Better pull your finger out or you'll be dropped. Also, Robbie's just put, it's a bantam thing. It's got to be a bantam thing, innit? At the end of everything, it's a bantam thing. So, mine would be, go and battle Port Vale. Cav, run like a headless chicken, or chickens on the loose, run round, get that goal, get that ball into the back of the net, make them fans proud, and demolish the Port Vale. It's a bantam thing, up the chickens. And, Callie, we found your twin. Callie 1997 thinks it's going to be 2-1 Bradford City tomorrow. Old school County Fan thinks it's going to be 3-1. He thinks it's going to be Todger, Smith and Cook all going to score for them. Cook's injured, mate.
He's a can I just say he's a bloke? Callie 1997.
Okay, Callie, we found your general twin. Right.
Oh.
Is anyone else got anything on the chat about?
Twins, can be one of each.
Okay, I'll check that.
I've just been told that we will find out. Callie, I've just been told that we will find out tomorrow about the drum situation.
Oh, sorted.
Even if we don't take the drum, look what happened at Birmingham.
Be loud and proud.
Look what happened at Birmingham.
Yeah, even if we don't take the drum, we'll all be loud and proud down there.
Look at the noise that we did at Birmingham. We're going to take the same amount of fans tomorrow than we did at Birmingham.
Yeah.
And we sang the whole time.
Have we got a number on how many we're taking?
I've heard it's between 2,500 and 2,007.
I'm just double checking for you, Leafs. Give me one moment.
Robbie's saying 2,300 have sold.
Yeah, that's the amount that's been sold, and obviously it is paid on the day as well with no match price increase. So people can still get tickets with no match increase.
I mean, Birmingham's not a nice place to go, is it, when you need to win, but...
Yeah, it was a good night out.
Yeah.
Right,
And
everybody.
leave the pubs intact!
I want to say thank you for Callie, Haru, Jack, Lee, Stan, and other people. Thank you, TikTok, for being here and interacting. Hope you've enjoyed yourself. Hope you've had a good listen. Also, if you like to listen to the podcast back, it'll be out on all podcast services soon. Just search for Bradford City Chickens on the Loose on all podcast services. Also, we've got a small Facebook page, Up the Chickens on Facebook, where we've actually had quite a lot of traction today due to an incident. So if you like to get over there, just search for Bradford City Up the Chickens on Facebook. Also, a small Facebook page, Chickens on the Loose, and follow me on all socials. And also, we'll be doing on Wednesday at 6:00, the EFL Chit Chat show, where we'll be talking about probably the post-match Bradford game, and that's live on TikTok. So get yourselves over there for 6:00. Thank you for coming along again, everybody. Wherever you're around the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Up the fucking chickens. Good night, all.